Before we get started here, I think of the great Napoleon Hill saying, whatever the mind of man can, conceive and believe, they can achieve. And this is all a piece of vision. That's all that is. It's just a part of the vision that we can create. And it's really interesting, but we're the only animal on the planet that can envision the future. We can actually see the future. And when you think about it, we can not only see it, but we can manage the future. And this is where vision comes into play every day. And I'd like to tell just a little personal story. Some of you know some of my history and some of you don't. But I ended my career with one of the giant German chemical companies. And I was in their electronic materials division. Started out there. It was about a $14 million division. And, and through this, what I brought in was I had a vision of a world-class organization, a world-class sales organization, and what it should look like. Not only what it should look like, but how it would act. I had a vision of how they would interface with clients, customers, vendors, the company, how they would interface with me, how they would interface with my boss's boss. I knew exactly what they looked like. I knew exactly how they were dressed. I knew exactly every movement they made. I knew I would know what it is. Because I had a vision, and it was very intense. I had a lot of passion here. And I was very narrow in my approach to it. Because my vision was the right one. I knew that if I could drive this through the company, we could turn into a world-class company. So I brought this to the organization. In about 5 years, we went from 12, I don't remember exactly, 14 million to about 120 million. So our corporate was in Frankfurt, Germany. So the Germans thought, hey, this is pretty good. They actually know what they're doing over there in the U.S. So why don't we take advantage of that? Just like we keep telling you guys to take advantage of what works. So the Germans decided they were going to give South Plainfield, New Jersey, the rest of the world to manage. All of their manufacturing sites and all of their sales organizations. So took over all of this. And to make a long story short, in about 14 years, we had 400 million. So think now, geez, Dick did a great job, right? In reality, when you think about it, what did I bring to the company? Really, I certainly wasn't the world's greatest manager. I didn't bring technical skill. I had none. All I knew how to do was sell. So, what did I really bring to that organization? The vision. I brought the vision of a world-class sales organization. I drove that through the system, and we became a world-class company. But it was all based on this one vision. And this is where you guys are so unbelievably instrumental in what you do here. You've got to bring that vision, and you've got to be passionate. It's like I wasn't known as the world's nicest guy either. They said I was rigid, narrow-minded, hard to deal with, and they were absolutely right. Because if they didn't coordinate and buy into my vision, then I took other action. So, and this is what you guys have to do. You got to take this vision and drive it down into the company, drive it right through it. And you got to start looking at not just the organization like on a big chart, like the original in the first or second phase of the growth chart, in Duplicator. What you really want to do is drive it down and look at the details. And let's go to the other chart.
Sure.
And these details, you want to outline your team. Well, first of all, you got to envision what that team's going to look like. What do you want it to look like? Because it's going to end up exactly what your vision is. Because as the leader, you're the keeper of the vision. You're going to hear us say this over and over and over. You're not only the keeper, you're the originator of the vision, you're the keeper of it, and you got to implement that vision. You got to drive it home. So, you're going to build your team, and then once that team's in place, then you got to find, hire, train the right players to come to work for you. And this is another area that you've really got to exercise your ability to envision what it is that you want. Because we often say in Duplicator that the mistakes you make as a manager later all start right here. They start right up front. They start at the hiring process. That's why Duplicator is so essential here. But from my point, from developing a vision, you have to envision what you want all of this to look like, and how you want the right players to come to work for you and do the right thing. And you're all there is. You're the bottom line here. So that's a leadership role, and only you can do it.